Afternoon, everybody. It's that time, so I'll go and find her. She's obviously slumming here. She's on the phone.
Yeah, well, she went for a COVID test and it turned out to be syphilis. Oh, we're live.
We're live.
I'll have to go, Pauline. I'll speak to you later. Okay, drop. Hiya, everybody. Good afternoon. Who's joined us? I was just on to Pauline. She's never off the phone. Now David's phone's ringing.
Come to me a minute. That might be Pauline ringing you back.
No, she won't be back in the mobile. Too tight. Doesn't know how to use a proper phone anyway.
Daughter, I need to ring you back. We're live.
See what I mean? You've got the kids ringing you
All
while
right.
you're live on television. This is absolutely
Right.
ridiculous. Proves that we're actually live. There you go. Anyway, who's with us?
Well, Jasmine's not. She's ringing me. To people watching so far, I can't see who they are.
Can we see any names?
I can see Nicola's watching.
Which Nicola?
My Nicola.
Nicola from work. From the airport, should say. It's not work.
Ricky Day's watching.
Good afternoon, Miss Day.
Philip.
My friend for over 40 years.
Jasmine's watching now. Hiya, Jazz.
Hiya, Jazz. See, you phoned right in the middle of it just as we went to camera.
Phil's watching.
Hiya, Philly.
Charles is watching. Hiya,
Hi,
Charles.
Charles.
Yeah.
So I got in trouble last week for missing people off, so I'm going to do all the ayers now.
Your mum's watching.
I am mum, mate. Well,
Kieran's
my mum's
watching.
She's just at the other end of the house. It's ridiculous. Hello, Kieran, love. All right, love.
Dean Clark's watching.
Hi, Deanie.
It's alright, Jazz. Send me a text, babe.
Okay, so we've got a lot to get through today because I'm going to do 2 recipes for you because I adore this time of year because I love all the baking stuff I do this time of year. The house always smells absolutely divine because it's full of fruit and pumpkin spices and all these different things. And every year, obviously, David and I, because we lived in America for so long,
Alright, Jazz.
we still celebrate Thanksgiving, which of course, before anybody jumps on me back, isn't a British holiday, but I still uphold it because I did it for so many years. Every year I bake pumpkin pie, which I'm quite famous for, but there is a twist. I get a lot of people moaning at me when I do the pumpkin pie. Oh, it's difficult to get the pumpkin, it's so expensive, I buy it online, I can't be bothered carving a pumpkin out and buy it because it is a mess. And the cans of pumpkin can be expensive. There is an alternative. There is another pie which is served in the South, in America, called sweet potato pie. And it's a dessert. Sweet potato is basically no different. It's tasteless like pumpkin is until you put something with it, or depending on the way you cook it. So we're going to do a dessert pie with sweet potato.
Can I just stop you there?
Yeah.
It's Clive's 50th birthday today. Happy 50th
Happy
birthday,
50th,
Clive.
Clive. I've had to put my ogle fakes on because I can't see what I'm doing.
Get pissed, love.
What I told you about swearing today, your language was disgusting last week.
Was it? Hiya, Anton.
Hi, Anton. How are you, love?
Hi, Simon.
Which Simon?
Austin Barron.
Hi, Simon. How are you, darling? How's that, Carly? Right then, so we're going to do sweet potato pie for the first one, then we're going to do the Christmas cake. And I'm going to take you through everything stage by stage. For your sweet potato pie, you need a pre-baked pie crust, okay? Not a raw one. That's one I baked this morning. As you can see, it's baked because it slides from the
Shut
dish.
up, Kieran.
Okay. Wait, this is my show. We're not doing camp with Kieran. Okay, I'm not interested.
I am holding the phone.
Yeah, well, I'm not interested in what Kieran's got to say. So you need a pre-baked pie crust, okay? Make your own. If you want to buy one, fine. I don't particularly like shop-bought ones, they're too hard. The recipe and how to do a blind-baked pie crust is in my album on Facebook called Nana's Recipe Box, and it's also on the YouTube channel, which you should have subscribed to by now. So I'm not going to go over that. I'm not going to go over the pastry recipe because it's already on there. Okay.
Simon's loving the cooking lives. And the
Oh, thanks, Si.
Carl's well as well.
Right, into here, into a mixing bowl, I've got 2 cups of cooked sweet potato. I just bake them in the skins, let them go cold, peel the skin off, scrape it out, done. Okay?
Hiya, Fanny.
Hiya, fan. That's 2.
She said, bring on the Christmas swill.
That's what I'm doing. It's full Christmas swill, kid. Full Christmas swill. So that's 2 cups of sweet potato, 1 cup of white table sugar. Okay. Then in this one I have, see, I'm going to tell you about the Post-its in a minute. I have half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 of a teaspoon of mixed spice, 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Okay, that goes in. 3 large free-range eggs. Please don't buy cheap caged hen eggs. They're revolting, they go off, they're watery.
Where are the white eggs?
The yellow, I can't get white eggs because of the lockdown.
I wanted white eggs.
I know, I always like white eggs. Then you get 1 cup.
Gary's laughing at Christmas swill.
I love a bit of Christmas swill. 1 cup of buttermilk, okay? If you can't get hold of buttermilk, measure a cup of full fat milk and put a tablespoon of white vinegar in it and leave it a second and it'll curdle. Okay, but if you can get buttermilk, most supermarkets
I would have
sell
put
it
a
now.
tablespoon of butter in it.
Of butter?
Butter and milk? Buttermilk?
No, buttermilk's nothing to do with butter, you fool.
Butter and milk is buttermilk.
No, it's not, you idiot. Right, and this honestly could not be simpler. You don't even need a machine. Whisk the whole thing together.
Fanny said, are the eggs organic free range or just free range?
No, they are organic free range eggs. Off
Hiya,
the
Paul.
farm. I don't buy supermarket eggs. My Robert brings me my eggs.
Robert said they aren't white, Terry.
Has Robert just come on
He's
as
just
well?
come up.
Right, so once
So
you've got...
Charles has got a question.
Go on, Charles.
I've got a question. What's better to keep eggs in the cupboard for cooking? Sorry,
Never
a
keep
fridge
eggs in
or a
fridge.
cupboard?
Never, ever, ever keep eggs in a fridge. Not even if you live in Spain where Charles does when it's hot. Never. The worst thing you can ever do is keep eggs in a fridge. Why they put those little holders inside a fridge for eggs, I don't know. Eggs should be kept at room temperature because let's face it, when they're on farm and they've just come out the chicken's gonga, it's not going to go and think, oh, I must put this in a fridge. Right.
Roxy,
so,
I'm not slim, love. Big fat pig.
I actually forgot to keep my spatula. So that then gets lobbed.
Hi, Aidan.
Hi, Heidi. That gets lobbed into your pie crust.
Oh, vegans can eat that, she said then. Fanny.
Vegans can't eat eggs.
No, what you on about, Fanny? It's got eggs in it.
Right, make sure you've got it a bit even.
Does it make a difference if they're free range though?
Of course it does. Vegans don't eat anything that comes from an animal whatsoever and no animal produce. Vegetarians can. Right, when it's in the pie crust, protect your pie crust because it's already been baked and it's going to go back in the oven, obviously. And when it goes in the oven, it will over brown the pie crust. So,
Hi, Alwyn.
hi, Alwyn, love. I used to buy those stupid pie crust protectors that sit round the edge, a load of old rubbish, they fall to pieces.
Yes, Paul, you can put them ones in the fridge.
You just literally, what they love eggs.
No, IVF eggs.
Or you put them in the fridge. Protect it with a piece of foil, okay? So it's not going to over brown. You'll have to back up. We're going to pop that in the oven.
Yes, you're right, Roxy, they are picky.
And
Vegans,
I
he
will
said.
give you the other temperatures once I've got that in. Right, your oven temperature, whether written the other temperature down.
You're going to have to guess it, I think.
No, I don't at all. Right, it is in the oven at 180. I'm not doing conversions, you can Google it. It's 180 on
Gas
my
Smart
oven.
5, I think it was
Is
from
that
last
about
week.
Gas Smart 5?
4 or 5.
180 for about 30 minutes, okay? So once your 30 minutes is up, hopefully we're going to be able to get that out before the Christmas cake goes in. Alright? So do we have any questions
No.
before we move on to the Christmas cake?
Sarah Williams said hello.
Hi Sarah.
Rebecca, slam the door, why don't you?
I like to slam doors. I enjoy it.
Food looks lush, Rebecca said. Fabulous shoes, Helen said.
Oh, my slippers. I've got them in different colour. Well, I've got
The
two.
shoes.
I've got black and white.
They're not slippers, the
They're
shoes.
Slippers.
The shoes?
They're slippers. They've never seen a shoe. Why would you go out with fucking frothy front slippers
Because you
on?
can have shoes like that.
Yeah, they're slippers.
Shoes, you're warm in the bar. You're warm in the bar?
I've never worn these in the bar.
Thought you had.
No, I've only just got them. Right, are we up to snuff? with
Hiya,
that?
Jack.
Is everybody okay with the sweet potato pie?
Yeah, I think so.
Right, okay. Have I got any more
Hiya,
hellos
Martin.
to do?
What? Martin Christopher said hello.
Hi, Martin.
That's it, go on.
Hi, okay, right. So, we'll start with the Christmas cake.
Hiya, Sue.
I'm going to talk you through which Sue?
From the pub.
Oh, hiya, Sue, love. Going to talk you through the tin. This is an 8-inch tin with a loose bottom.
Charles has got another question. Hold on, it's just popped up.
Go on.
Sorry, I've got another question. I want to make a cherry cake. I was told that if I coat fruit in the flour
before you put it in. If you don't toss it in the flour, it will drop to the bottom.
Yeah.
Right, just hold your questions a few seconds while I talk you through this. To do the Christmas cake, you need an 8-inch tin to be square or round. I like round. It just fits on a cake stand nicer because I've not got a square cake stand. The cake tin is a loose bottom, which I found easier. It doesn't matter if you've not. Inside, it is double buttered and double lined, if you come in that, with baking parchment. Okay? That's the baking parchment there. And it's double. Okay? Then round the outside of the tin, which is very, very important, it's wrapped in a double sheet of brown paper and then tied on. Don't put tape on it because it'll pop off in the oven or an elastic band. You need to tie it on with a piece of string or ribbon. You must wrap the tin because it goes in the oven for over 4.5 hours. If you don't, that's the mistake people are making. The cake will dry out, it will go really hard. It's a long, low oven, long bake, okay? So you must do the tin like that. Double lined with baking parchment, top and bottom, and wrapped in a double sheet of brown paper, tied on. Okay?
Not as loose as you, Rob.
Then also cut yourself another circle that will fit the top, and then that's double, okay? I've just spread it with butter, stuck 2 pieces together with butter, and cut a hole in the middle about the size of a 10 bob bit, okay? And that...
10 bob?
Yeah, 10 bob piece.
10 pence.
No, 10 pence is 2 bob.
What's 10 bob? 50p?
Yeah, well, a
50 pence piece shape.
Piece. Oh, shut up, you. A 10 bob piece.
People who are watching are young. They won't know what 10 bob is.
Out. There you go. No, they're not young. I don't know anybody young. Right.
Fanny likes 8 inches.
That's how I do, Fan. You can't go wrong, and I like everything to be moist and 8 inches. So, you should have now... I'm not going to give you all the measurements for everything because it's on my Facebook page, okay? Because there's too many measurements. The next thing is you must soak your fruit for the minimum of 24 hours before you use it in the brandy, okay? Don't use your fruit straight from the packet. That's been in that bowl now for 48 hours. The longer you can leave it, the better it is. But you must pre-soak the fruit, yeah? The next thing I'm going to tell you to do is, because there is a lot of ingredients, write them down on Post-its and put them in an order on your countertop or on the back, because if you miss something out, it doesn't work. And that is the easiest way to do it. And as you've used it, pull the Post-it away, chuck it away. Don't keep referring to what you've written down, because I'll guarantee you'll miss one little thing out. And if you do, it doesn't work. Right? So they're my points. You're going to need a machine, or you're going to need a really strong... Do you want to come that way? That'll be fine. You're going to need a machine, or you're going to need a very, very strong hand. Okay? I certainly am not going to do it by hand.
Oh, I couldn't use my hand anymore.
You're going to start with the butter. You don't use your hand for very much these days, do you?
Yeah, arthritis has kicked in.
There it is. In there is your butter. Use real butter. Don't use margarine.
Good afternoon, Michael. Good morning. Thank you for our gifts.
Hi, Michael. That's
they
my
arrived this morning.
That just sent me the things that I put on Facebook this morning. Hi, sweetheart. So in the machine there, I've got the butter. Use real butter. Don't do margarine. It's it's a one-off cake.
Agnes Davidson, can you leave out the brandy?
Well, you need to soak it then in something else. If you don't want to use any alcohol at all, soak it in cold tea. Okay? Just tea back in water, cold tea, and that will do about the same thing. But it should either be brandy, port, sherry. It should be an alcohol, because the cake does have to be fed with alcohol afterwards, which I'll talk you through. So we've got the butter in there, and then the muscovado sugar. Don't use ordinary brown sugar. Muscovado sugar has a much higher molasses content in it, so it gives it that really rich, very dark cake, okay? That needs to go into your machine and on. And we'll move away from the machine while that's thinking, because it's going to make some noise.
It's fine, actually.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Can you still hear me? You need to beat the butter and sugar together until it becomes pale and fluffy. That's going to take about 6 minutes. Alright, maybe less. Once you've got it on for a few minutes, no matter what machine you've got, even those ridiculous ones that have a paddle that goes round the edge, it still doesn't get every bit. And as I keep telling everybody, cooking is an art, baking is a science. If you do miss things or you leave stuff stuck up the bowl, it's not going to work. Alright? So do we have any questions while that's beating?
Not about this, no.
Go on, you can ask anything you want from all things.
Well, Mel said, have you used an air fryer? That's not an insult.
I hate them. Who asked that?
Mel Moss Jeffries.
I hate them, Mel. I had one and I threw it away. I absolutely loathed it. I thought everything was dry. I thought everything was just vile. And David loathed and detested it. And we don't eat that much fried food anyway. So at the end of the day, cut down on your fried food and cook it properly.
John said, can you adopt him, please? All your food looks delicious. John McCall.
John, do you not think I've got enough with him? Nicole what?
John McCall.
Oh, John McCall. Oh, sorry, John McCall. Keep an eye on your butter and sugar.
Charles said, where's your old school Kenwood from years ago? Is it still working?
No, my Kenwood has given up the ghost, my darling, and I'm actually scouring the internet for a new one. I may just have to break down now and buy an actual modern mixer because I'm going through vintage Kenwoods like I've gone through 3 this year because obviously they're 40 years old and I'm using it on a daily basis and the motors just give up. So it's, you know.
Alan said, would you ever consider going on Great British Bake Off?
No, I've been asked. I couldn't stand it. I would have to headbutt Paul Hollywood. I can't abide him. I can't abide the new. I would have probably gone on when Mary was doing it.
The Claw?
Possibly when the Claw Berry was still on there. Don't forget to scrape your bowl every so often. When Mary the Claw was on, yes. But I wouldn't do Bake Off with them. I can't stand the presenters. I can't abide Prue. She's the most super silliest idiot. Paul Hollywood is far too outspoken for me. Thinks he's good looking, he's not, he's just acting the gold in. Can't stand Matt Lucas. I absolutely can't abide the man. And I can't, whatever that other thing is with the black hair, I don't know if it's a man, a woman, a monster, a chimpanzee, I can't make my mind up what it is. It's absolutely horrendous. No, I wouldn't. Does that answer your question?
Chaz Davis said, why aren't you on this morning doing the cooking?
That's different, Chaz. Get right into him, sweetheart. Now, I do things like that willingly. Do that for free. I've come this morning off and that's great. But, you know, I don't agree with the way Paul Hollywood does things either. And the Great British Bake Off, it's supposed to be a home baking. He wants people to bake it to look like it's, you know, come out of Galleries Lafayette in Paris. It's absolutely bizarre. It's just ridiculous.
Sarah said, what about MasterChef you'd win?
I don't know. I'm not a lover of... I do savoury, but I don't know whether I'd want to do it. I don't know. I know my friend Bagger did Celebrity MasterChef, so possibly I'd do that for charity. And it won't bother me whether I won or not, you know. If we raise some money for a charity, that'd be great.
Michael from America said, I love Mary, can't stand Paul, he's a narcissistic idiot and needs to go to the dentist.
Yes, exactly. You are so right, Michael. In my opinion, that tent was burning to the ground without mobbing it.
And Michael's got a KitchenAid that he loves.
But is yours a new KitchenAid, Michael, or an old one? Because there's a difference. Okay, so that is how you want. Okay.
It smells divine.
Well, it will do because that's the molasses
oh my God.
in the butter.
There's all loads on there, babe.
Okay, it doesn't make any difference. So, what we're going to do now is, let me just get something to rest spatula on. You turn your mixer on low.
Sharon said she would love to see you in the jungle. And Michael said it's an older one he's got.
That's why it's a good one then, Michael, an older one. Those hideous artisan things, I can't stand them. Beat your eggs, 4 eggs, okay? Again, free range. Yeah, I'd do the jungle, I would do that. They make me laugh when they start crying. Oh, I don't want to eat that and I don't do that. £100,000 they paid one idiot to go in there. For God's sake, I'd eat my own shit for £100,000. They really do make me laugh. Right, your eggs, you need them to go in approximately a tablespoon at a time. If you throw them in, it will curdle, okay? And you don't want it to curdle. If it curdles, don't worry about it. It's got that many gorgeous things in it, you don't notice.
Michael said it's like a tank.
Yeah, they are, Michael.
It's obviously big, isn't it? Yeah.
So you're incorporating your eggs approximately a tablespoon at a time. If you want to do it with a spoon, fine. I've done it for so many years, I can just about tell when it's a tablespoon. Okay? So while these are going in, any questions?
No, there's no questions. People are just obviously watching. Rebecca said older the better.
Oh yeah, anything old is better. New equipment. I had this discussion with a friend the other day about dishwashers and washing machines and things. Years ago, I had washing machines and dishwashers for 15 years. Now, Damien and I have lived back in England 8 years, and I've gone through 3 dishwashers, 3 washing machines, 5 microwaves. That is in 8 years, honestly. It's just, they don't make things to actually last. And I think the minute they started making everything digital, with digital, that's the worst thing. Why you can't have a machine that you just press a button and turn grey? No. My Maytag washing machine in the States lasted forever in a day.
Charles said, can you use a pouring measure jug also and do it by the eye?
If you want to do, darling.
Yeah, of course you can. A jug would have been easier, wouldn't it? Because it pours through.
With your speed up. There we go. Right, so now I'm showing you in the post-its. So we have done our brown sugar, we've done our eggs. This, and then it stops you forgetting that you've not put something in. And also it stops, I mean, if it was a recipe that I've not done, you've got it from a cookery book, you end up with food all over your cookery book, you end up with a mess. Just not worth it. So if you do it by post-it, it's fantastic. Right, so once we've got that in and incorporated, take the bowl off. In goes the flour. This is all-purpose flour, plain flour in the UK. Okay. Do not mix the flour in with the machine. Okay. Then we have our spices, which are all listed on the Facebook page, and the salt. Metal spoon, and fold the flour in gently. Okay, you can come in on that if you want, Dave. If you put the flour in the mixture, because there is no actual raising agent in this, so if you actually start mixing it through the mixer, it's going to take all the air out, okay? And the cake will be like a lump of lead.
Taylor's got a question, Taylor Brook.
Go on, Taylor.
Afternoon, love. I want a good eggnog recipe, and can I incorporate vodka?
Eggnog doesn't work with vodka. I have a fabulous homemade eggnog recipe, which I'll try and do near Christmas, and it's really easy because eggnog is basically you make a meringue and then break the meringue back down to make it. That's the easiest way I can actually explain that to you. Make sure there's no lumps. As I said, I'm not rushing this because this is the real one that we are going to eat. So if there's any lumps of flour, okay.
Why can't you mix the flour in with a machine?
Because I've just told you it takes the air out. There's no actual air being beaten into this.
I was reading.
Okay. Into this you want the zest. Make sure you don't get much of the pith. A zest of an orange. In my handy dandy little rasp.
Haggis David said, why don't you raffle one of your Christmas cakes and raise some money for a charity?
Who said that?
Haggis David.
Well, I'm only making the one, but I could actually make another one. And I might do that. That's a very good idea, my darling.
Just the rind.
Just the zest, the outer bit, which has got more flavour in it than the juice itself.
Do you not put any juice in at all?
No.
Are you, Kyle?
Oh, sorry, yes, we are going to put the juice in of the orange. I was saying, no, that's you confused me. Are you, Kyle? Are you alright, need to love? Right, keep your orange to one side. Then the zest of a lemon.
Very well, Kyle. You, love.
Okay.
Michael uses orange rind in sweet rice.
Oh yeah, nice.
Does he mean like rice pudding?
Yeah. Very nice. I do. I put lemon. I put lemon zest in a rice pudding.
We have a Bailey's recipe, Martin.
Yes, I have a Bailey's recipe as well, so I might do that as a show. In fact, we could do a boozy show, couldn't we?
Hi, Jeremy.
So to the last one, we'll sort of do a Christmas booze one.
And you put lemon in then as well?
Yeah, the zest of an orange and the zest of a lemon. I don't know why I've got 2 lemons out. I only need 1.
Smells up gorgeous.
Right, then your orange that's left.
Have you not got an orange pit? Where you put the juice from an orange?
Those stupid things that you squeeze over. No, just use a sieve.
I'll buy you one for Christmas.
Oh, that's good of you. Squeeze it through a sieve.
The full orange?
Just in case, just half.
Oh, just half for the one.
Just half the orange. Okay. I'll just dry my hands because they're a bit sticky. In goes your ground almonds.
Yes, Charles, just mixed orange and lemon.
What did he say?
Can you mix orange and lemon rind?
Yes, it's a zest of a full orange and the zest of a full lemon, okay? I'm just going to take that off the machine because it's dripping everywhere. Right, now your fruit, start to put your fruit in a little bit at a time. Don't get the whole bowl and actually...
Michael said his ex was Portuguese, so we used to do a lot of those recipes. Sweet rice is his favourite. Sweet, I bet that's nice with orange rind. You'll have to do that.
I've done it with lemon in. You
Have
didn't
you?
like rice pudding with lemon
No,
in.
might like it with orange though. Orange is different, isn't it? Bit at a time. Oh, we got cherries in it this time.
Yeah, all the things are listed.
I like cherries.
I hate cherries. But normally I don't put cherries in my Christmas cake because I don't like them and Mummy doesn't like them.
I do.
But David does, so I broke down this year.
And I matter.
Cherries for him. Last of your fruit. Make sure you get all of it because the brandy's still in the bottom where it's been soaking.
Oh yeah, get the booze in.
Okay, now before you mix that last amount, we need to put a tablespoon of molasses or black treacle. If you can't get molasses, I prefer molasses. It is difficult to get in the UK. It's just slightly nicer. If you can't get molasses, use black treacle, okay? And you're going to want a tablespoon of it. And it's difficult to do, so I'm going to just show you my little trick here.
I can't read that out, Fanny.
Is it something absolutely filthy?
Drop something else.
Oh yeah, right. And with your fam, right behind you, kid. Drop.
So can you add it?
No, I can't add it. So it's so hard to get your syrups or molasses or black treacle to actually come off the spoon when you measure the spoon because it must be a tablespoon. You can't guess it. So the best way to do is boil the kettle and put the tablespoon in boiling water and then you'll find it'll just slide off it a lot easier. Okay. So that's what we're just waiting for the kettle for. Do we have any more questions?
No, we're up to scratch. It's just having a cig.
Oh, I like a little bowl. It's not a cigarette. I wouldn't smoke real cigarettes in food.
Oh, you used to. Ash used to go into dinners and everything.
Well, so did Hattie Jakes. When I used to go to Hattie's for Sunday lunch, Hattie never made a meal that there wasn't.
Hi, Gary.
There wasn't ash in the gravy or everything. Just get a little teacup.
Gary Barlow's watching.
Hi, Gary love.
John's watching. John Thomas.
Hi, John. Stick your tablespoon in.
Get your spoon in it. What you got on your breast?
Leave it. Where? On my breast.
There, look.
Have I got food
You got a
on?
mark.
Oh, I've got... See, I should wear full length. Get off my boobies anyway, you. Eat the spoon up.
Yeah, Fanny. She said.
And there you go, you see.
Damned autocorrect, she said. She said, drop country life butter.
Oh, yeah, a drop of country life butter.
Yeah.
Right, so that proves the point that the treacle just comes off.
Charles is
so
asking,
easily.
is there such a thing as a Christmas cake cookie mix? Not heard of one, I'm not seeing one. Google it, Charles, there might be.
I need you to explain what you mean, Charles, though. You mean to make cookies that taste like Christmas cake? Answer me that. That's what you mean.
Dame Blanche said you need a sprig of holly on your blouse, darling, to hide that mark on your boob.
Is it really obvious as well? Why don't you just put this on? It's a good job,
Michael likes that little tip with the hot water.
Very clever one, that. My friend Michael, who you will have heard of very much so, my dear friend, a very famous TV chef in the States called Paula Dean. And Paula taught me that trick.
Fanny's lactating.
Are you?
Well, Fanny said lactating, she's pulling me to you.
Right, so once you've all mixed into...
Oh, Charles said, yes, cookies that taste like the Christmas cake with fruit and spices.
I actually do spiced cookies, and I also do fruit cookies, so I could incorporate the two. The only thing is, I don't like Christmas cookies. It's a spiced cookie, great, but not to actually have fruit. I'm not a lover of cookies with fruit in. Okay, now make sure the cake is even.
Do you not drop it like that?
No,
so many
do
times.
not drop it like you do a sponge cake, because that's to make the bubbles come to the top. This, you will knock it till it's like a brick. Right, now, David, come in with the camera, darling. Make a
cake, Charlie said.
Make a din. Is that my lovely Charlie Bear? Cake! We all love the cake! Right, make a dint.
You can't really see.
In the centre. Can you see that?
You can't
there?
really see.
Let me put the spoon so you can see. There's a slight dint, a little indentation in the middle. Not a huge hole, just a little. You're getting that domed top, because when you ice the cake, you reverse it and use the bottom as the top, so it'll rock. And usually, if it rises, you have to cut a piece off, which doesn't bother me because I like to eat that. But it helps not getting that great big dough. Your double sheet of greaseproof loosely. Do not press it down. Okay, just drop onto the top loosely like that, and then this, as soon as I have got the sweet potato pie out of the oven, that will go in the oven. It goes in the oven at 140 Celsius, okay? 140 for 4.5 hours to 4 3/4 hours. After 4.5 hours minimum, get a toothpick, poke it into it. If it comes out clean, it's done. Some ovens take longer, some take less, but I found this takes more to 4 3/4 hours. It could even take a little bit more. So once it gets to 4.5 hours, don't wander off and leave it. You know, set a timer so you know it's 4.5 hours, and then keep checking.
That's a good tip, Fanny. What her granny used to do.
What did you dare I ask?
She had a good tip for making Christmas cakes. She used to buy a plain one from Tesco, stick it in the oven and let it burn a little bit so it looked like she made it herself.
She looked like she made it and then ice it. Yes, I know all the people that do tricks like that. While I'm waiting for the oven to be chatting, I should just clear things away. I like to clear the deck. I can't stand everything all over the place. Okay, so have we got any questions while I'm doing this?
Dame Blanche said, Christ, who needs Delia? This is magnificent. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, love.
But I adore Deal.
We like Delia. Delia's
I mean, the thing is that...
Mary the Claw as well.
You know, I love Mary the Claw. The Clawberry, I adore her. I don't like chefs. I can't stand TV chefs.
Shauna Silcock said, hello, mother.
Hello, Shauna Ray. I can't stand TV chefs. We don't live in restaurants or hotels. You know, we live in houses. So there's a big difference between cooking in a hotel or a restaurant kitchen than there is to cooking in a house kitchen. And that's one thing I really can't abide. I like people who are cooks, that cook at home, that the recipes are tried and tested. You know, don't get me wrong, some things I do go wrong, but I try everything firsthand. I play with a recipe that's part of somebody else's recipe. This cake recipe for my cake came from a about 1960 woman's own, and it was my mum's recipe. And Mummy had the recipe from when she first got married in 1960, and it was the Christmas cake she always made. And I have tweaked it slightly. I've changed a few little things in it. There's no candied peel in it because I don't like candied peel. It's hard and it's horrible. So I don't put candied peel in at all. I can't stand it. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at Fanny, she said.
What's she have to say?
She said, and then she added icing and put the Christmas decorations on, including pieces of Lego and mini corgi cars.
Oh no, I like that with corgi cars. I think that's fabulous.
Was she fucking insane, love?
Language, please.
Sorry. Hiya, Bobby. How are you, my darling?
Which
Are you
Bobby?
better?
Is that my
Or are you
grinder?
getting better?
Is that my lovely Bobby Grinder?
He's in hospital from his bed, he's talking.
I know. Hi, Bob. I sent you a message the other day. I don't know whether you got it.
I hope you're getting well.
And I hope my friend Bobby has got got coronavirus, and he was hospitalised over there in the States near Dallas. So he's on the mend, thank God.
Hiya, Paul and Leon. Yeah, we're both well, thank you.
Hi, Paul, love. Leon, love. So, do we have any other questions?
Eddie said he used to love the Galloping Gourmet.
Oh, God, Graham Kerr. I adored Graham Kerr. I loved the Galloping Gourmet. Absolutely love it. That was a cook. You know, this is what I'm saying. Not these idiots that are on the television now. They drive me absolutely insane. They really do. And the ridiculous things they teach you to make. Mind you, the TV adverts for food that's supposed to be Christmas food. Chocolate bombs and gold coloured this and gold coloured that. I can't honestly abide it. It's absolutely nothing to do with Christmas. It's just companies like Marks and Spencer's wanted to prey on people and make massive amounts of money. Like people making ridiculous new ideas up for Christmas. You know, Christmas is fruit and spice and the fall
All
is
things
pumpkin
nice.
and things like that. It's not chocolate covered bombs with gold leaf on them and all this carry on. Absolutely ridiculous.
Charles has got another question.
What?
He said, to ice, do you prefer marzipan and roll on icing with marzipan?
I use double marzipan because we like marzipan.
Love it.
So I double thickness the marzipan, and then I use a rolled ice. But I buy the icing. I don't make the icing. I'll be perfectly honest with you. What's the point? To actually start making a roll-out glazed icing is so difficult when you can buy a fabulous one from a supermarket and it's also already rolled out. So you see, when I do cheat, I admit it. I don't sit and tell a pack of lies like people do and say I've made this.
Hi, Mark.
I don't. I make everything, but certain things like puff pastry, I don't make that. I buy it. It's just, why would you? Why would you go to that extreme? It's just absolutely pathetic.
Oh, Dame Blanche, Delia's on every year in our house as well, love, or whenever.
Oh God, I have.
Whenever she's on the TV, she's always on.
If she's on the TV live, she's on. But I also at Christmas, I have all the Delia Christmas shows and I play them on a loop non-stop, even if I'm not making what she's playing.
Fanny said, if you ate marzipan, what can a suggestion of use instead?
If you don't, I'll tell you now while I'm putting this away. If you don't like icing, and you don't like marzipan and you want just the fruitcake, perfectly fine to eat it as is. The best thing to do with that then, if you're going to have it completely uniced and completely unmarzipan, is the top of the cake before it goes in the oven, before we put the cover on, get a bag of blanched almonds and put whole blanched almonds all across the top in a pattern and some cherries in a pattern with it. When it bakes and it comes out, that will give you a lovely nut, and I love a nut top, and a nicer look than just a bare cake. But if you don't want the marzipan, I suppose you could ice it without. The only thing is, if you ice without the marzipan, it will seep. The icing won't stay white, and it doesn't give a thing because the brown and the oils in the cake will actually start to come through the icing. Okay. When the cake's baked and it comes out of the oven after your 4.5 hours or 4 hours 35, 45, whatever. Let the cake go stone cold. It must be cold. Allow it to cool in the tin for around 15 to 20 minutes, then onto a wire rack till it goes completely stone cold. Then wrap the cake in baking parchment, then foil, then into an airtight tin. This is so important. It must be kept in an airtight tin. Then twice a week, open the tin and open your foil, and you need to feed the cake by making little holes in the top of the cake with a toothpick. Make your toothpick holes and then 2 to 3 tablespoons of either brandy, sherry or port, or all three, twice a week into the cake. Reseal it, put it back in the tin. This needs to be done right through until the day before Christmas Eve, which is when I ice the cake. Okay, if you don't feed the cake, it can tend to be very dry. Feeding the cake is what keeps it moist and also preserves it. That cake will actually last in an airtight box without the icing, I may add. The actual cake will last up for 2 years if it's in an airtight box, not frozen, but if it's kept airtight, it just matures and gets better and better and better. Okay, but the feeding of the cake is very, very important. The other thing I had people say to me, oh, you're leaving it a little bit late for a Christmas cake to be baked. Years ago, yes, I used to start to bake my Christmas cake in about October. Totally pointless now, because years ago the dried fruits and things came unsealed, you bought them loose, and obviously the dried fruit was very dry and you had to moisten it more and you had to feed the cake for a lot longer for the cake to mature. Nowadays, all the ingredients you're buying are in fabulous bags, they're all sealed, they're much better quality. There is no need to have the Christmas cake made nearly 3 months before you're going to eat it. A month is more than enough, and we're slightly over a month now, aren't we, David? How long is it off? It's over a month till Christmas Day, isn't it? And we usually cut
About 6 weeks, isn't it?
We usually cut the Christmas cake on Christmas Eve. I'm not one of these idiots that, you know, ask to have it on Christmas Day. I don't. I believe Christmas starts on the 1st of December, building up to the big day. Okay? I have the house ready by the 1st of December, everything. I just don't cut the Christmas cake, but everything else, I do. I'm not one of these people that sits there and says, oh, you mustn't have that until Christmas Day, or you mustn't have that until Christmas Eve. Could be dead by then. These idiots that are going on about, oh, you shouldn't have your Christmas tree up more than, yes, that was an old thing, you know, whatever, so many days before Christmas. Get your Christmas tree up for the 1st of December, otherwise you could be dead by Christmas Eve and you've not seen it. So what's the point? You know, the whole point of it is to have fun and it be this wonderful time of year. And it's a month. It lasts a whole flaming month at the end of the day. See, I said flaming, I didn't swear.
You can take a breath now.
But it does last a bit longer in this house because we run Christmas right through till 12th night when we have our Three Kings celebration, because again we lived in Spain, so we uphold the Three Kings night as well. So Christmas runs right through. I'm also not one of these people that after Christmas Day goes, that's it, it's all over for another year. No, it's not. It runs till 12th night, which is the 6th of January. That's the official end of Christmas. Okay. So
Charles,
go on.
Charles said, do you prefer to brush the cake and marzipan and icing sugar in apricot, plum or strawberry jam?
I use whatever I've got a glut of. To be truthful, a lot of the time I use marmalade. I will use a marmalade, preferably a shredless one. It's the only thing I don't make myself. I make jam myself, but I don't make marmalade because I can't actually perfect the one without the rind in it. It just doesn't work for me. So I have my faults as well. But I usually use marmalade that I've warmed in the microwave in a jug just to make the glue over the top. We'll go through that nearer the time when we're ready to ice, and I'll do either stills or a short video of how we're doing it, okay? But the marzipan goes on at least 3 days before you put the icing on, because the marzipan must be left out to dry out, okay? You don't reseal it after that. Once the marzipan is on the cake, that marzipan must dry out on the outside, because the minute you put the icing on, a yellow oil will come through the marzipan, unless you're using a white marzipan, which I don't like. It doesn't, but most of it will seep through if you've not let it dry first.
Blanche said, do you have any tips for cooking the turkey or goose, or anything interesting like a good stuffing?
I don't stuff the chicken. I don't stuff the turkey. You just talk to me when I get a cocktail stick, because I want to check that part. I never stuff a turkey before it goes into the oven, ever. I don't buy a turkey crown neither. I don't like them. Even though we don't eat the legs, I like the aesthetic look of a turkey to be a whole turkey. I tent the turkey. I do Delia's trick of tenting the whole roasting tin all the way round, sealed, so it's got an air inside it, and that does it. And I cook the turkey through the night. I never cook the turkey on Christmas Day. I cook it on Christmas Eve, and I put the turkey on Christmas Eve and let it cook right through the night till the next day on a very low light, and I cover the whole of the bird with strips of bacon. The bacon fat goes through it, and then you can remove that afterwards if you want. But that's the way I do mine. I'm never, I don't subscribe to these stupid ideas and deep frying it and all this carry on. Pointless. And I don't like goose, so I've only eaten goose once and I didn't like it. It was too strong for me.
People are agreeing with you about Christmas. It lasts more than a couple of days.
It does, and I think after the shitty year we've had this year, I think we've had the most shittiest year ever, and next year is not going to be much better. So why do people want to be bar humbug and, you know, post on Facebook, where's your Christmas tree? Up in the loft where it'll be for the next month. Who cares what you think if you want to be a boring stick in the mud ass? Get your Christmas tree up, get some glitter, get some tinsel, you know, have a camp time. That's the whole point of it. There's a song, we need a little Christmas. And that's what we need.
Fanny, possibly, love.
I'm just going to bob down and check this. It's the only thing about having an ordinary stove that I can't.
Michael loves your slippers.
Thank you, Michael. That needs a few more minutes, okay? If you have got something in the oven, your cake is not going to come to any harm for about 10 minutes left in the tin like that before the oven. Don't leave it for an hour or so, obviously. Okay?
Great tip about the marzipan drying out, Blanche said.
Oh, look at that all over me boobie. So I'm going to pour myself a cup of coffee. And as soon as I've got this out of the oven and shown you, we'll go and have a sit down and chat.
My arms are killing these. You're going to have to hold it up as well.
But we could actually...
Aggie said that's how his dad cooked the turkey overnight as well.
I always do. Let's go through to the drawing room and then I can pop back that.
Where are you sitting?
I'll sit here, darling. Oh, so yeah.
better.
So that's anything else you want to know. I'm always there.
Rest these weary legs.
And to me, to cook things at Christmas, to me it's a joy. I love to be in the kitchen day and night cooking cookies and mince pies and Christmas cakes and ordinary cakes, and I just adore the whole thing. And everything should be sweet, you know, it should be masses of dessert. And it's a joy to me, but don't make it a trial. You know, if there's a quick way around it, which I've shown you, i.e., like I said, don't bother making your own icing. Even if you like the hard icing that's pointed, I couldn't be bothered. I really couldn't be bothered. Stood there beating eggs to an egg, you know, to make a meringue and then sifting sugar into it and all this carrot. I just couldn't be bothered. If it's an easy way to do it, do it. And this is what they should be teaching people on television, or not teaching people, showing people, because people have not got the time or the patience, especially if you've got kids and you've got everything else to do, and you've got a Christmas tree to put up, and you've got decorations.
Let him in, will you?
Children to do. Like me, talking of children.
Dylan's scratching at the door to come through. I'm not putting the camera on me because I've been painting.
You know, the whole
Come on, Dill.
The
Come
whole
here.
point of doing
Come to Daddy.
anything is
Goodbye.
if you can find an easy way around doing it and it looks
Hello.
good, that's
Hello.
what you do.
Craig said, tips please on chicken casserole to add flavour. Please, needs advice. Look at Dylan, there's Dylan, look. Hey Dylan, hey
Well, it
Dylan.
depends on what chicken casserole you're doing, darling.
Chicken casserole, there's only one in there.
No, there's chicken chasseur, there's coq au vin, there's traditional chicken casserole. There's a million different ones.
Come
if
this
you want
side,
it to
Dylan.
add
Come
flavour,
here.
you need more stock. That's the best thing is stock, and a good stock. Okay, preferably homemade stock. If not, buy good stock cubes. And I've stopped using because I do use shop bought stock. I've stopped using those.
No, can't play with you, darling.
the
Can't
no
play with your teddy
soft,
bear.
Stock cubes. I've started using chicken oxo because one, it's less sodium. Two, it's better for me. There's too much salt in the other one, so I use chicken oxo, and I use an excess where people put 1 or 2. I put 6. So the more, the merrier, in my opinion. I like things very over-flavoured.
Charles, your comments are fine, love. Charles said another comment. Well, Gordon Ramsay said, if you cook a bird for 5 hours, then you must leave it to rest for the same time.
Yeah, always.
For the flavour.
Yeah, always. Once I've cooked the turkey and it comes out of the oven, I said I'll put the turkey on as we go to bed, and then it cooks all the way through the night. So it's been in there at least 8 hours, because it depends on the size of your turkey. I may add. If you've got a small one, don't do that. Our turkey's that big that sometimes I have to jump on its back to break its spine so it fits in the oven, and I am not joking. That's the reason.
And then Terry don't get up
till
till midday, so it's probably cooking for about 14 hours.
About 8 to.
You don't get
well,
up till
at
12, do you?
No, at Christmas I get up earlier than that.
Yeah, 5 to
normal days I don't get up.
5 to
till
12.
midday.
No ranting today, Andy. No.
Christmas I get up at 11 o'clock. I can rant if you want me to. I can rant about all sorts. I could kick.
Hiya,
off at the
Tony,
top of
love.
that. Which Tony?
Lewis Conde.
Hi, love.
Why haven't I had a mention, lol? Sorry, I must have missed.
I didn't even know you were there, Tony.
I must have missed you.
Obviously, Lulu's doing all the cleaning and the dusting while you're sat in your fat ass doing nothing yet again. So I've got a hectic weekend this weekend because the Christmas stuff, as we were talking about Christmas, starts to get put into the house. So tomorrow, all this drawing room will be stripped out. All the throw pillows, the lamps, the ornaments, every picture frame, everything gets taken out of the room. And everything's replaced with all the Christmas stuff. And that starts to get done tomorrow because I want everything done by the 1st of December. So it's a long haul. And I've got 2 living rooms, bedrooms to decorate, kitchen. I've not got a formal dining room this year, so I'm 1 room down. But I've got the hallways and the study. And then, of course, we've also got to decorate the pub downstairs. But it starts tomorrow because it takes a long time. It takes me about 2 or 3 weeks to actually get everything up and where it's meant to be. And then I'll do a Christmas house haul for y'all. So y'all can see exactly what I've done this year. Because it's not I don't believe in theming Christmases, but I do change it round. And I do add things. And I bought new things this year. A few new
No, we do traditional.
It's very traditional. It's all vintage collectible pieces, which you can't do a generic vintage Christmas. You can't just go out and buy everything. Everything that's on our tree has got a meaning or a purpose, or it's belonged to my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mummy. All those things are on there, plus all the collectible pieces that David and I have bought over the last 20 years. So it's a huge collection. That's just the tree. And then everything else. But I do change the room to look slightly different. I don't put everything back exactly where it was the year before. If you get what I mean. And I plan it months and months and months in advance. Everything, I know where everything's going now. And I knew where it was going in October. Because beginning of October I started to do notes and plans and photographs and things ready for what I was going to do. So we're going to...
Chaz, you're very welcome, my love.
It's nice to see you with us, Chaz, by the way.
Should a huge thank you to me, you and Kyle.
Oh, you're most welcome, my darling.
She's got an appointment on Tuesday. Start of a journey.
Good girl. Good girl. Keep us posted.
You'll be fine.
On. You'll be fabulous.
Craig, Terri answered you about the chicken. Chicken oxos. Well, I suppose if you want to use chicken oxos.
Yeah, chicken oxos. I love chicken oxos. I love them. See, I find that the thing that annoys me in the UK is I can't buy stock in big quart pots fresh in a supermarket like I can in the States and I can in Spain. I can't buy that here. I have to buy those stock cubes or those horrible cans of over sodium filled stock. I like low sodium, sodium free. And the nearest thing I've found to it here, again, tried and tested, of every brand of stock cube known to man. And when we lived in Spain, it was very difficult to get oxos, but I did find them. Because of course we had an Iceland open in Fuengirola, so I got them from there. And over the years, I've just discovered quite recently that chicken oxos are far better. There's far more flavour in it than an actual ordinary stock cube. Okay, because I think they can be a bit watery, and they are very, very salty. The salt content is horrendous in them, and I don't like those little capsule things that have got like a gel in it that you put hot water in. It's supposed to make a pint stock. Totally tasteless. Nowhere near enough taste in it. Hideous.
Fanny said, how does she get her battered lamb's face to stop sinking and looking sad when she takes it out the oven?
Your battered lamb's face? Well, I think it was nice years ago when we used to roast a sheep's head, or we used to roast a pig's head. And you open the oven door and it was grinning at you while it was cooking.
Paul said he understands about breaking the turkey's back. He does that with a turd.
That's nice.
Tradition is best, Tony. You're right, love.
It is.
What about Christmas drinks? Any
love...
classics or brand new cocktails?
I don't do cocktails. I will do the homemade. It's not Baileys. It's Irish cream. I'll make homemade Irish cream and I'll make eggnog with you as well.
No, Craig, I won't be turning the camera on myself.
We'll do those nearer the time when it comes up to Christmas. And yeah, it should be. Christmas should be traditions. Christmas should be. Your home should be surrounded with things that, to go and buy a tree. Okay, if that's what you like, I'm not knocking you for it. I don't like that. To me, Christmas is a time to reflect on the past and traditions and things that have got meaning. I have things on one of our trees, are all things that our kids made for us when they were babies, our grandsons have made for us. They go on one of the trees in the kitchen. stuff in the living room on the big tree, that's, you know, and then the drawing room tree, the huge one, has got everything is collectible with a meaning. Even things like Christmas cards that the kids made and drew for me when they were kids, and cards I sent to my parents when I was 3 and 4 years of age. They come out and they go up on something, which I'm going to do something really nice with those this year, and I'm going to do a little tutorial, because it's the simplest, easiest actual thing you're ever going to make, and it's just got so much.
Dylan's having a fit with his teddy bear.
So we're going to just pop back to the kitchen for 2 seconds. So
I'll wait
check
here.
That. So show Dylan for a minute. Well, I know, because I need to show you the pie if it's ready. I was just going to say, stay there. But I need to show the pie that it's baked. So we're going to take the pie out because it's been in there well into 30 minutes.
I think you burnt it, it stinks.
No, we've not burnt anything.
It's not burnt.
Okay,
Ooh,
that's
nice.
how your pie will come out. There'll be a slight wobble, okay?
Watch your name, watch your fingers.
And then when a toothpick goes in, it comes out clean. That is baked, okay? We'll pop the Christmas cake in.
Same temperature.
Low shelf, no. The temperature goes down to 140. There you go. And then that's in there now for its 4.5 hours. Do you want to do wee-wees, my darling?
He wants to go out.
Just like the joke. See, it's never ending. Absolutely never ending. Go on, my sweetheart. So that goes in there now for 4.5 to 45 minutes. Okay.
Mark said he'll be having beans on toast for Christmas Day. Oh, Mark, get a flight and come over. There'll be plenty of turkey for you.
Which Mark? Mark McGowan?
Mark, Spain.
Which Mark, though?
Ketchup.
Oh, Mark Ketchup. Oh, Mark, don't be so silly. Grab a flight and come over. Board the place up.
Tony said, what's the first drink you have Christmas morning? Coffee.
Coffee. I don't do this. You see, I can't quite get my head round this new thing of everybody. Prosecco, I couldn't drink anyway. It's like snot from your nose, smells disgusting, tastes disgusting. I'll drink white wine. I'm not being pissy with this. I will drink white wine that's delivered in a Pantechnicon, a shilling a Pantechnicon load, as long as it's very dry. Sparkling stuff has to be champagne. I cannot drink that Prosecco crap. And what this big thing is now, Prosecco breakfast. Where's that a Christmas tradition? This is a new thing that's been pumped into people to get stores to sell freaking Prosecco. And there's not another country in the world does that. It's absolutely pathetic. I can't stand it. So no, I wake up and I have coffee.
Michael in America said, I used to do fresh trees, but I like my artificial trees. They're cleaner. The dropped needles used to make him crazy. Yeah, I would be the same as well, Michael.
I adore a real tree, Michael. I absolutely adore. There's nothing nicer than a real tree now, especially with my ornaments, because it should be on an open branch. And I do adore a real tree. The needles never ever bothered me because I used to buy a blue spruce that just went dry and they didn't drop. The only thing is that puts me off for something that's only going to be in the house for 6-7 weeks, and the size of the tree I want here. If the States, they were quite cheap. Here, you're looking at about £150, which is about $200. And I find it absolutely bizarre, ridiculous. So we've
just brought a new one for this year,
fake
haven't we?
ones. This year we've just bought a Balsam Hill tree, which is the new one for this year, which has got the realistic needles. It's supposed to look like it's real. I'll be the judge of whether it looks real when it goes up. And again, in this room, I'm going to have to slightly raise it because the tree's 8.5 foot. But these ceilings are 12 feet, so it's going to look a bit, shorter. And I like the tree to be as tall as possible. So I'm going to raise it just I'm not going to put it on the table, but I'm just going to raise it slightly.
Michael said, I have to get a new stove. Do you like the 2 ovens? I looked at and they seem smaller. Does
Michael.
Does the turkey fit?
See, our stoves in the UK are half the size of yours. I like Maytech, if I'm being honest.
Yes, Charlie.
Maytech are washing machines. I'm going mad. I like American stoves. They're much bigger, much wider.
Hi,
Ours are a
Jean.
lot smaller, so it's harder to fit things in. Mine is 2 ovens, but the bottom oven is a fan oven. The top oven isn't. So I don't tend to bake in the top oven because I've got so used to a fan-assisted oven that I've forgot now how to use just a plain oven, and I tend to burn things, so I don't use the top oven. But I do think it's good because if I'm especially Christmas when I've got a lot of people for dinner or I'm having a dinner party, I've got 2 ovens to be roasting one thing and cooking something else on the top. So yes, I do like the 2 ovens. I'm not a great lover of stoves as is. This house I had a stove which I didn't really want. I've always had a split level one with the ovens on one side and things. I prefer that, but it just didn't work in this kitchen. So 2 ovens, yeah, they're good.
Me too, Charles.
What's Charles?
It's all right. David Winder,
Yeah.
Miss Lauren, Lauren, is it?
Yeah.
I absolutely love your house, Terry. You look stunning as usual.
Oh, thank you.
Love your hair.
Thank you, my darling.
Aidan, we know you love Prosecco, love.
Except I've got Christmas cake mix on me left.
Jean said vodka all the way.
Oh yeah, I mean once dinner's over, I don't drink during the day anymore. I've not drunk during the day for God knows how many years. I really don't, because I was becoming a full lush. I drink at night, don't get me wrong, but I don't drink during the day, and I certainly don't drink. I'll have a glass of sherry while I'm cooking the Christmas dinner, but again, I pre-prep 90% of the Christmas dinner. If I can cook it the day before, I do. Why would you want on Christmas Day to be stuck in a kitchen cooking 4 courses? You know, we have 3 starters. You know,
Hi, James.
there's an entree, a fish course, then a salad course, then there's the main course, then at least 2 desserts. I'd be in there all day. I wouldn't have any Christmas Day. I want to sit down and watch It's a Wonderful Life and, you know, open presents thing. I don't want to be trapped in the kitchen all day. So I prep and and everything is pre-cooked.
Yeah, Blanche, you can rent trees, because there's companies that rent, like, you can rent Christmas and that, can't you?
You can rent the whole thing. But try and cook everything the day before. Even roast potatoes, I steam the potatoes so they're 3/4 cooked, coat them, oil them, and let them go cold. Put saran wrap over them, and that's fine. Into the refrigerators.
Cling film.
And they're kept for the next day. What's it called?
Cling film.
I always forget what it's called. And I've got a hair in my eye. And then I've not got to stand there steaming potatoes, and then they just go in the oven to roast. What's the point? You know, vegetables, part cook them all, so everything literally just has to be half done. And no restaurant stands there cooking every single thing from scratch. I know, I've worked in them. It's a load of old crap.
Are you doing a show at weekend, Jean said?
A stage show? No, my darling, because the bar at the moment, it looks like...
We've got all the Christmas stuff on the dance floor and everything. The bars are shit tip, to be honest.
It looks like a storeroom, because all our Christmas stuff for the house is in there. All the Christmas stuff for the bar is in there.
We'll do one before we reopen.
Plus, we're having all the tables and things repainted at the moment, and so no, at the moment I can't even get on the dance floor because it's absolutely piled high. The photographs I took of all the Christmas boxes, that's all our stuff for upstairs, and it's covering the dance floor downstairs.
Yeah, you're right, Michael.
And there's 6 Christmas trees all stood up.
It's true, love. When you're stuck in the kitchen cooking,
it's horrendous. And unless you've got a kitchen, when I have the kitchen redone next year, when I'm having the kitchen done with an island and then a dining area at the other side, and I'm having one of the walls taken out. When I do that...
Them ones, Jean. I'll be munching on them tonight, love. Look at the chocolates on the table.
When I've got a kitchen that I can actually be sociable and people can sit there with me, fine. Don't mind that. But I'm not being trapped in a room while everybody else is in the other room.
Hiya, John.
Which Jean was asking about chocolates?
How many Jeans do you know?
Jean Pascal?
Yes.
I know a few Jeans. Could be Auntie Jean.
No.
Oh, I always have Quality Street Jean. Again, I don't have these other ridiculous things. Can't stand them. What they call heroes and all that crap. Plus, big saving tip for the UK. Do not buy those plastic tubs of Quality Street in the supermarkets. They are the biggest con known to man. I have just bought 3.5 kilos, which is the big tin that you can't buy anymore.
Have you?
I've got an original 1970s tin, which I fill back to the top with 3 kilos of chocolate, and I've only paid 20 quid for those. You buy them on eBay, put in Quality Street, and you will find them on eBay, and you can buy it by the pound. You're paying for the plastic tub, which, you know, if you're interested in the environment, which I'm not, is a load of rubbish. You throw them in the bin. You can't use them to keep anything, not airtight like a tin. It's the biggest con ever.
But the ones that come in the tin are good because you can use your tin for your Christmas cake.
Yes, if you can actually they do an actual tin. Well, that's where I keep my Christmas cake in, by the way. It's an old Quality Street tin that I actually keep the cake in to keep it fresh while I'm doing it with me booze when I'm feeding it.
You do one, Jean, and we'll watch you instead.
What's Jean doing?
She said she might do one. She needs cheering up.
That'd be nice, Jean. And we might do something like.
Wear your new dress.
We might. Jean just bought 2 of my costumes from me, and I'm dying to see her in them because she's fabulous. Jean. She does. She impersonates the one and only Doris Day, which is fabulous. I've got to say, because Doris is one of my favourites. And she, of course, she impersonates my girl, my one and only Dustin, which I've never seen her do, but I've heard it's very good. But we might do a little chat show or something at weekend. Depends on what is going on, because I said I'll be working mostly through the night now, from Friday onwards, to get the Christmas stuff up.
Night shift. I won't be.
David doesn't. David sits in the other living room and lies down and watches TV with Mummy, but I tend to work right through the night because it takes me that long to do it, okay? So it is like...
I've got a new programme to watch.
I don't exaggerate. Sometimes I'm doing at Christmas, I will do 11-hour shifts, just putting Christmas stuff up and having to break off and go and make dinner and come back. It's a
good tip for a new series if you want to watch it, Queen's Gambit. It's on Netflix. It's supposed to be fabulous.
Well, that sounds like a load of old
It is. You might like it. I started to watch a bit this morning, but I turned it off because I know you'll like it.
Well, I like it.
Yeah.
Why? What year is it set in?
I think I would say, I don't know, old days. Maybe the 30s or 40s.
Oh, then I possibly would like it. If it's set around then.
It's about a child that goes into like what do you call it? A boarding school.
Oh yeah. Oh great. Well, I might like that then. Because I didn't like that Ratchet thing. I thought it was a load of old codswallop.
That Ratchet was good as well.
Oh, I thought it was a load of old rubbish. I loved the costumes in it, and I loved the way it was filmed and the colours, because it was like Technicolor. I loved that. Hated that thing that everybody was telling me to watch, Sisters, that was on mainstream TV. I thought that with Russell Tovey in it. I like Russell, but the rest of it I thought was the biggest load of old codswallop. Why do they make these dramas now that last over 4 nights? Show it on consecutive 4 nights.
Oh, Michael, have you watched it, love?
You know, why these dramas? You could condense the whole thing to an hour and a half. Can't be doing with it. Unless it's Marple, then they're never long enough. But
she doesn't do Dusty, she only does 60s.
Oh, you do 60s? I thought you actually did Dusty Love. So you just do a 60s set. Fabulous.
Oh, so you didn't really like it, Michael?
What didn't you like?
The Queen's Gambit.
Oh,
I think it's Queen's Gambit he's talking about.
If Michael didn't like it, then I probably won't.
Seen it, brilliant, Jean said.
Michael has the same.
Yes, David, it's on tonight, isn't it? The new series of The Crown. Is it tonight?
Yes, it starts tonight. Now that I adore. I absolutely
Can you let Dylan in, please?
It's the only thing that I actually subscribe to Netflix for.
Dylan's just knocking on the door to come in. Set in the 30s, yeah, that's right, Jean. Set in the 30s. But I started to watch it this morning, but I turned it off because I thought Terri might like it. Because there's a few camp lines in it, you see. And a lot of swearing. And a tranny as well.
Who's trans?
I said there's a tranny in it as well.
No, you can't say that word.
Trans.
That word isn't allowed anymore from all accounts.
Trans.
One of my friends who is trans said the word tranny on Facebook and was blocked. And she was referring to herself, which I find quite sad. But nowadays we live in a cotton wool world where you can't say anything.
Well, Michael, The Crown starts this evening here. I'm not too sure about America.
Yeah, I'm not too sure whether the Netflix...
Unless you've had it already.
No, they've not. It starts in the UK first. I think it streams at the same time, Michael. But I've got to admit, I adore them. I don't like a lot...
Is it on normal TV?
No, it's on Netflix.
Oh, well, Michael, get it on Netflix then.
It's only available on Netflix.
Oh, you'll get it on Netflix then, Michael.
But I'm not a lover of a lot of modern television.
Hiya, Logan.
Hi, Logie.
Logan's watching. He said hello.
Hello, my Logie bear. Love you. I'm not a lover
He's
of
Uncle David's hand.
I'm not a lover of a lot of modern TV. I think it's drab. I think it's boring. I think it's grey. I like programmes that take me out myself. To me, to watch television is escapism, not to be sat there and be depressed. I can't stand it, you know. Unless it's about a mass murderer, then I love it. Absolutely love it. The last drama I really liked was the Nielsen one. I thought that was absolutely fantastic because I'm just obsessed by murderers. God knows why.
Yeah, Jean, I'm sure it's tonight, love.
I heard a rumour that it was coming on. I'll check, and if it's on tonight, I'll make sure everybody knows.
Fanny said you'll get banned.
Somebody just Google it. Somebody sit and Google now. It does The Crown start again tonight? Because I love it. I've adored every season. And every time the new one starts...
Well, you used to, Fanny.
What?
She said, can you call the wireless the tranny?
Yeah, well, you can if I'm listening to a tranny. Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
well,
you get in trouble for that, though, now.
Well, you can't.
Every time I watched The Crown, though, I couldn't get used to the new actress that was playing the Queen as it changed. And then after the first episode, I got used to him and I forgot what the other one looked like. So I think I thought it was extremely good. I'd love to know what, truthfully, the royal family think about it. Not the rubbish that's printed in the press.
Because they must watch it, mustn't they?
Of course they do.
The Queen sits there with Prince Philip if he's awake.
She's sat with the rollers in.
She will.
Crown hanging off the side of her
Set,
head.
having a set on her head. A cig on.
I don't like that. Well, she has a fat because her teeth are brown. And one's missing. Nancy Potts in the cupboard now, Queenie.
Yeah, well, she's not going to have a
I
Hollywood
so
smile, is she?
I felt really sorry for the Queen at when they did the prayer at the
Remembrance Sunday.
Marked soldier. I'm mumbling with that. There was the grave of the... Dilly, stop running, please, while Mummy's talking.
Is it the 15th of November, Andy? So it's next week then?
Oh, it's next week. Thanks, Andy, love. Yeah, I felt really sorry for the Queen. It actually did upset me. My eyes filled up when she was stood on her own with a mask on, doing the prayer at the unmarked grave of the soldier in Westminster Abbey. I thought it was heartbreaking, to be honestly truthful. I thought this Remembrance Sunday was terrible. I really did think it was awful. But, you know, personally, you know my personal views on half of this. I think half of it is propaganda. I think half of it is purposely done. There's more to this than meets the eye, in my opinion. A lot more. So, there you go. I'm not going to start kicking off about COVID again and being locked in. But I'm telling you now, if they don't drop the rules by Christmas, there will be anarchy in this country. Anarchy. And
it's true, Michael.
My words, there will be full-on riots and they cannot deploy enough police to control it. They are going to just have to let people open things as they want and do as they want over Christmas and New
Fanny,
Year.
is that Miss Easy you're watching, love?
Why, what's Miss Easier doing? Is Miss Easier watching?
She's not come up to say she's watching. Are you there?
Are you there, Miss Easier? If you're not, drop.
Daughter, are you there? Drop.
She'll probably be fiddling with something. Or she'll watch me on a rerun. She usually watches me on a rerun if she's not watching me live, and then gives me a running commentary on what.
Charles said the Queen Mum had her nieces put in a mental home because they had special needs.
Yeah,
what a vile woman.
Charles. So she had them banged away. And they were her cousins, actually, not her nieces.
Yeah, it's right, Michael. It's true.
I'm actually very good on the royal family because I'm quite a royalist. I just don't like all the angers on. And I don't like the fact that they all live scot-free, the rest of them. You know what I mean? I agree with the Queen's immediate family. Apart from that idiot woman and him that have gone to live in Canada or where they've gone. I did, when everybody had a go at me by saying that, when I said she shouldn't be in the royal family, she shouldn't be part of it. I said it will be the biggest ruination. I had such people sending me vile messages and emails telling me I was so negative. And by God was I right. I said it from day one. You can't have an Hollywood actress wanting to be, you know, royal. She thought she was Princess Grace of Monaco. Princess Grace had poise and deportment, you know, and came from a good family. She wasn't like her.
Oh, she got a new alarm, has she, Fanny? Wherefore the house?
No, I'm a great royalist. I just don't believe in the house.
Michael likes the truth.
And I also...
What you're saying.
Oh, it's true, Michael. It is true. You can't get some scumbag trailer trash Hollywood actress to pop up and decide to be a freaking princess because she couldn't behave like a princess. She thought she had to be on a red carpet
Is she, Fanny?
4 hours a day. And it drove me to insanity. I can't abide the woman and I can't abide him now for putting up with it. So they're best off wherever they've gone, Canada or, you know, let them sit there and rot at the end of the day. And I don't agree with a lot of the rules that they're allowed to do. I didn't agree with Charles marrying that horse. I thought that was absolutely ridiculous. You know, if he wanted it, he should have abdicated then, like his uncle had to do. But no, they make the rules up as they go along. And it's the hangers-on that are living in all these grace and favour houses everywhere and these people starving. I'm really sorry, it's a bit much. Bang them all in two. You know, give them two. They've got enough castles. Stick them all in one and all live in there. Not who I want to live in. I want this apartment and I want to live there. Living off the bones of their ass. I'm fucking sure they are. I've sworn now. That really does irritate me. But the Queen and her immediate family, I adore.
Michael said she was a predator and saw his weaknesses and moved in.
Oh, most definitely, Michael. She wanted the glamour. She thought it was going to be like Princess Grace of Monaco. She had some unbeknown reason in her head that she was going to be treated like the Queen or like William and Kate. And she was under the illusion. Kate's a lady and behaves like a lady. She didn't. She was actually telling
Hiya,
people
Sue.
how many hundreds of thousands of dollars she paid for a gown. You can't do that. You know, Kate wears stuff from chain stores. You can't do that if you're trying to get the
Hiya,
public
Phil.
to like you. And I knew that they'd dislike her straight away. Can't stomach the woman. Anyway, which Phil's just popped up.
Sprassen?
Hi, Phil, love. How are you? So it's been quite a nice day today. So I do hope you all do the Christmas cake. And if you're not an over-lover of fruit cake or Christmas cake, which I know some people are not, my Felicia doesn't. She can't stand fruit cake.
Hiya, cousin.
But, you know, make one for somebody as a gift. It's not an expensive cake to make. It used to be extortionate, and we used to have to build the fruit up over the year and all this. It's so cheap to do now. So cheap. But one thing I will tell you not to do not buy this bag that it says Christmas cake written on it and the fruits mixed. Do not. It's the sweepings up off the floor. It's absolute rubbish. It's garbage. It's crap. It's all the leftover bits that they've mushed in and thrown in a bag for lazy people that don't want to weigh it.
How do you know that?
Because I do know that. I do know that. It's horrendous. Because I don't just buy things, David. I bought a bag of it while I tried what it was. And I tasted them. And you can take it. Hideous stuff. Will you take your feet off silverware on a coffee table, please?
I'm putting it right. It was
Yeah,
an
but
eye,
not with your feet.
It was an eye, mate.
Did you used to work with Tarzan? Were you cheaters double?
Feet are like hands.
Yeah, put them down. Scruffy mare. Right then. We put the world to rights as well, haven't we, with the Christmas cake? So if you make the Christmas cake and you don't like it, make a Christmas cake, give it to somebody as a gift. Especially now, because there's going to be a lot of people that won't go out over Christmas. Make it for a nice neighbour or somebody you like, you know. Or if you don't like it, throw it through the window. Put the windows in with it. It's fabulous for that. But do make one. It really is good fun, okay? I hope you make the sweet potato pie as well, 'cause it's absolutely divine. When the sweet potato pie is out of the oven now, I forgot to tell you this, allow it to cool for at least 2 hours. And
Gladys, Sue.
chill it for 24 hours. The sweet potato pie must be chilled minimum 6 hours or preferably overnight, and then top it with whipped cream, a nice sweetened whipped cream or whipped cream on the side. Just absolutely divine. If you're one of these people that makes pumpkin pie, which I know my Phil makes pumpkin pie, if you make sweet potato pie, you'll never make pumpkin pie again. Trust me on that one. It really is a softer version. It's much nicer and it's got the same consistency. So, do we have any questions before I go?
No, we're up to top
it's time to
scratch.
go. So I've got to go now and get back in the kitchen while I start to make dinner, which I haven't got. Normally I'm so prepared.
And I'm going to lie
But I've
down.
had so much to do, I've not even thought about dinner.
It's been an hard
knows.
day.
I'll photograph dinner later. It's probably going to be something absolutely hideous that, you know.
Your battery's going to go.
But, so my battery's going to go, so I've got to go anyway. So I'll see you all soon. We may try and get a live in towards the weekend. We'll probably try
Towards the weekend. It's Friday tomorrow.
over the weekend then at some point.
Well, I doubt it, though.
We'll try it. If
The
we
bar's
can,
too much
if
for a
we can,
shit
we
tip.
can. If we can't, we can't.
And I'm not cleaning
And then
it.
I've got more cooking ones and a couple of Christmas tutorials to do for you. If you're going to do the Christmas tutorials, you're going to need, I will tell you now, a generic shop-bought Christmas wreath with no ornaments.
You too, Michael. Have a nice day.
A plain green wreath, and you're going to need paper clips.
Same me,
and
Roxy.
you're going to need old vintage Christmas cards. Okay? Preferably your own.
Thanks, Sharon.
So that's a clue of what we're going to make. And I'll see you all soon. So I love you with all my mouth. Say tra, David.
Bye, everybody.
Love you all and speak to you soon. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe. YouTube now. Terri Fox, TIIIFOX. Press that. Google it. Get me. And subscribe to the channel for everything else. See you later. Bye.